It's been a year since the official announcement of the global pandemic, and we have all had to make adjustments as we continue to grapple with the effects of COVID-19. Central to most businesses, 2020 has proven to be a particularly challenging year. According to Yelp's Economic Impact Report issued in September 2020, an estimated 160,735 businesses have closed due to the pandemic, and 60% of that figure have indicated that they have closed permanently. These percentages are staggering. However, it does mean that a smaller percentage of businesses did manage to survive and even thrive in 2020 during the pandemic. What was their secret? What did they do that the other businesses did not do to survive? With that said, here are 8 ways in various industries where companies pivoted their business models to not only survive in 2020, but also thrived. Number 1, the food and restaurant industry. With sheltering in place due to lockdowns and social distancing, restaurants had to innovate or die. Many restaurants partnered with companies like DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats to stay afloat and provide food delivery services to their customers. Uber Eats, for example, is an online food ordering and delivery company that was launched in 2014 by Uber, the disruptive ride-sharing company. By 2019, the company's revenue was $1.9 billion. However, due to city, state, and even national lockdowns because of the pandemic, Uber Eats revenue more than doubled to $4.8 billion in 2020. Number 2, the clothing manufacturing industry. When the coronavirus began to spread and became a global concern, there was a call for more mask and personal protection equipment, or PPE, as there was a shortage because of demands. To address this issue, clothing manufacturers, big and small, shifted their business model and began making masks and PPEs for frontline medical workers. Some clothing manufacturers donated the masks and PPEs. Others provided them at lower prices or at cost and were able to remain afloat during the pandemic. Number 3, online retailing. Total retail sales in the U.S. amounted to $4.04 trillion in 2020. This was a whopping 44% increase over 2019 figures. Of this amount, 21.3% or $861 billion came from online sales. In 2020, online sales accounted for 101% of all gains in retail. Amazon continues to hold the number 1 U.S. online retailer spot with over a third of the market share with 31.4%. Even though their market share percentage dropped by 12.4% compared to 2019 percentage, Amazon still maintained a large margin from Apple, the second highest online retailer. Number 4, the hospitality industry. The tourism industry may have been one of the hardest hit areas due to the pandemic. With canceled flights, it meant no vacation and empty hotels. So Red Roof Hotels pivoted their business to offering low day rates for remote workers. Since some work from home scenarios may not have been conducive to high productivity, this strategy was embraced by many. Still, other hotel chains like Mandarin Oriental Hotels went all in and provided complimentary rooms at their hotels for frontline workers like medical doctors and nurses. They also provided a 2-tier solution in keeping frontline workers isolated from their families to avoid infecting them with the virus and providing living accommodations close to their workplace to avoid long commutes. Number 5, the entertainment industry. Because of social distancing and a ban on social gathering, music concerts and live events were completely shut down during the pandemic. Musicians and entertainers had to innovate or die. So in March 2020, producers Swiss Beats and Timbaland decided to create a head-to-head DJ battle forum dubbed Versus that was completely online via Instagram. Since many families were stuck at home, they craved for any form of entertainment to pass the time, and as a result, the viewership grew and was so successful that they extended the head-to-head battle to well-known musical artists. 1 year later, Versus was acquired by Triller, a video making and social networking service, for $1.5 billion. Number 6, Commercial airline industry. Air travel literally came to a grinding halt due to the pandemic, with up to 90% of flights across all airlines being canceled. With an estimated loss of up to $84 billion in 2020, airlines had to pivot to stay afloat, and some of them did. Lufthansa, Virgin Atlantic, United, and American Airlines all pivoted to using their commercial jets as cargo-only flights. They also provided grocery items, and medical provisions meant the demands dictated. Number 7, the fitness industry. Gyms and fitness centers were no exceptions to being affected by the pandemic. With complete closures of physical locations due to restrictions of large gatherings, companies in the fitness industry had to get creative to survive by providing online workout plans and live streaming exercise classes. Since everyone was sheltering at home, fitness companies had to innovate to stay in contact with their customers. Number 8, online learning apps. No one industry has been affected more by the COVID-19 pandemic than education. The pandemic has forced over 1.2 billion children globally out of the classroom. This has changed the face of education as we know it, with students having to transition to learning remotely using digital platforms, and teachers having to be trained on a steep learning curve how to leverage these digital platforms to teach their students. The rapid and global transition to online learning is projected to continue even post-pandemic. This will place high demands on digital learning platforms like language apps, video conferencing tools, virtual tutoring, and online learning software. Pre-COVID-19 saw an estimated $18.66 billion in the educational technology industry. However, because of the pandemic, that projection is expected to grow to $350 billion by 2025. There you have it. 8 ways companies pivoted their business models to survive COVID-19. If you like this video, click the subscribe button, like our video, and click on the bell to get our latest videos. Join us on our next video, and that's Innovate. See you soon.